Okay, so today I just wanted to do just a quick showing of my Carrie collection. So since they're already up on top, I'll start with the CDs, and I'm just going to switch over to this slightly more blank space over here just so I can have room to put my things down. So starting with the soundtracks, I do have the original film score of Carrie. I'm holding it far back because this thing, since it's dark, it's extremely reflective, so I keep catching myself and my camera reflected back at me, and I just find that distracting. So let me just pull the little sleeve out here just so I can show it to you a little bit more easily. So there's the inner sleeve. So this one is the original film score, and I would not recommend this for a road trip. I love listening to film scores and things like that because I find them very soothing. I get irritable when I'm on the road, but this one makes me sleepy, so I would not recommend this one. Of course, there's the disc, and nothing special in the back. It's just somebody's arm breaking through a door. There's the back view. There's a lot of bad glare. Sorry if you guys can't really see that, but yeah, just Carrie in her little dress. So obviously that's the remake. Let me jump over here, and I also have the soundtrack. So I don't know if they were released simultaneously. I remember buying this one first, thinking that I was getting the film score, and it wound up being the soundtrack. And honestly, I don't think the music used in this movie, like the lyric type music, was that great. And same little image there. And there's Chloe Moretz. That's just my opinion. I think these are good bands. It's just, I don't like the way the soundtrack was put together. I don't think the music really fits the film, or they were just trying too hard to embody the carefreeness of youth. I don't know. But this really doesn't work for me. I mean, I like the music, but the soundtrack as a whole is just bleh. The film score is just amazing, though. And skipping over to the original Carrie. And I believe, I still haven't opened this or listened to it, but the only reason I bought this version is because it contains dialogue from the film. And of course, you do have another version which was released that is only just the film score. There you go, deluxe edition. So that's the one with the film dialogue in it. So that's the only reason I got this version. Obviously, I got this used, which isn't the end of the world. I'm not really picky about things like that. All I'm concerned with is as long as it plays. That's all I really care about. And then switching over to the non-related Carrie sequel, we have The Rage, which this one is so 90s, the music that's on this. And I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing, but it's definitely dated. Apparently there's a Crowley reference right there. I don't know what Carrie and Crowley have going on. But yeah, I don't know if you can really read that. Like I've said, I've just got this horrible glare going on in here. It doesn't really matter what I do. But this one I actually did enjoy, and technically, if you want to see it this way, the film is basically just a loose remake of the original Carrie. It's just updated, and they called it a sequel. And if I remember correctly, this wasn't even intended to be a sequel. It was just an independent, standalone story. Had nothing to do with Carrie, and I think just in order to just earn a few extra bucks, they just threw Carrie on there just to make some money. But I remember watching this in theater, and it's not a perfect film. I don't care. I still like it. And let me shift my order here again. I just randomly grabbed things off of my shelf, so I don't have anything organized. But of course, the original DVD. So of course, this was back from when DVDs were first picking up in popularity, and you have that nice thick, non-flimsy box. You've actually got the little paper insets with stuff. So basically back from when people actually cared about what they were selling, and no annoying holes in my box. But yeah, so even if I were to update my collection, I would keep this just because it was one of, or among, the beginning of my DVD collection. So it just has, what would you say, I'm emotionally invested in it in a weird way. Let's see, so now moving on to, once again, The Rage. And this one I did buy used, but I really don't care. I really wanted this. And I think this is also back from, yep, the old days of DVD when things were done right, instead of just getting just an empty box and holes in the front cover. And this is one of those flippy, you can have the pan and scan version or the widescreen. So yeah, it kind of tells you how old this guy is. Nowadays you don't have to flip them over for two options. And I have the TV movie as well, the one with Angela Bettis. This one was also purchased used. I didn't manage to pick this one up when it was going on, like, recently released at the time, but I like this one as well. You know, this box has seen better days, but apparently there's a mail-in survey in there. I don't even see companies doing stuff like this anymore. No fancy anything, and this is when the boxes started getting thinner. Do you see how flimsy that is? I know, the history of DVD boxes, who really cares, right? And there's the disc. I would like to add, though, nowadays you buy DVDs and it only has like one sticker up at the top, or you just take off the shrink wrap and there are no seal stickers anywhere. Back in the day you actually had to work. If you wanted to open a box, you'd have a sticker on top, on the side, on the bottom. It was ridiculous. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. And so I have those three standalones. I was never able to find a film soundtrack for this one. I would totally love to have it if it does exist. If any of you do know about that, or if you know where I can find one, please let me know, because I would really love to have my soundtrack collection rounded off as well. And, you know, obviously I would just really appreciate that favor. But yes, if it does exist, please let me know and I will look that up. I have scoured Amazon and I have never found one. And then I have just the collection of the same three films we just saw as standalones. So the Carrie triple feature, and I don't know, I really love Carrie. And so of course the original, the non-related sequel, and then the TV film is what's on this. And I just love that cover. Isn't that pretty? It's simplistic, but it's effective. And Yucko Yellow Spine tells you what's on there. And then there's our backing, tells you the exact version. So why do I want this if I already have these other three right here, right? I mean, this would be a great space saver, but the way I organize my films is I keep my film collections in box sets separately, and all the standalone films are alphabetized in their own area. So if I'm feeling lazy, or say I'm going over to a friend's house or I have company over, I don't want all of my boxes thrown around. This is a good way of keeping the things that I really care about safe, and it's carrying less junk around. So that's my rationalization there. And we also have the Remake with Miss Moretz. I'm not really a fan of this cover. She looks like she's been beaten up. The bloody eye, I don't know, that's just my interpretation. I don't know, I've done a poster analysis for one of the posters that was used for this film. Maybe I'll just come back and I'll do an I'll do an analysis on this one for my main channel, because that's another thing I enjoy doing, is just looking at stuff, and I haven't done one in a while, so why not, right? So we have this one, and then so far the only one that I have on Blu-ray, which was the Comic-Con, the 2013 release of Carrie. And the only reason I got this was just because I liked the cover, the very simplistic, just the bucket of blood and the, you know, the original font with Carrie. It's, you know, I just love the colors on here, and it's just, like I said, just super simplistic. I haven't even opened this one. It still has my little shrinky wrap on there. Yes, I said shrinky wrap. But there we are. Black box. Same stuff going on, and to my understanding, it's the exact same as the original DVD release. They didn't touch it up or do anything special with it as far as special features. So I don't see them listed on here, so maybe it's just a plain Jane. Maybe I just accidentally fibbed to you guys. I haven't opened this, and honestly I'm trying to avoid opening it just for my own selfish reasons. But I know recently Scream Factory also announced that they're doing a release of Carrie, and I'm kind of kicking myself now because at the time I wasn't sure if I wanted it. I was still debating, so I didn't jump at the chance to pre-order. Now all of the fancy schmancy deluxe editions are gone, and I can still have the option of pre-ordering and getting the poster, which I probably will because I would love to get a copy of that poster, truth be told. But yeah, so I probably will just jump on it if it's still around. So, but right now, to date, this is the most current Carrie collection. I do have my Chloe dolls. I've shown these in a previous video as well with my figures collection, but it doesn't hurt showing them again. But yeah, and there's that one as well. And if you just kind of snatched a peek, I also have unboxed copies of these gals because they, for the longest time, they used to sit in front of my TV. Then I moved them to where they would sit in front of my stack of DVDs that I have on the floor. But I like this detail, and this is actually, you know, slightly movable. It's not stiff material here. Even to a degree, I can kind of press on her dress and it moves. You've got some shoe detail right there as well. And not to be, you know, obscene, they put so much detail into Carrie. I think, you know, her hair, the flowers, everything looks great, but not to be immature and obscene, but they went through so much detail on her, and she's not even wearing underpants. I think Margaret White raised her better than that. But yes, there's my other one. And originally I had unboxed these because I wanted to set them as part of a Carrie display that I was working on, and I never completed, but there she is. And here's my last one, and this is actually just a custom figure. I just thought it was really neat. You have kind of like the whole little reaction figures look. I believe she's actually just a Star Wars character. I'm not very well versed. And I did show this one in my figures collection as well. And honestly, I thought it would have turned out a lot better. And I really wasn't too impressed with this doll. I think she's kind of, you know, this actually detaches. Let me see if I can move that. There we go. I can show you the doll a little bit better. And the red paint is actually sticky and gooey also. There's another complaint that I have against her, which, you know, isn't her fault. It's whoever made her for me. They just were sloppy and lazy. So, yeah, I'm really not too happy with her, to tell the truth. I think she could have turned out a lot better. But I love the detail that they put into the backing. Just the fact that they printed this out. And this is actually just a giant sticker on cardboard. But I think, yeah, that's actually pretty good. Fairly well done. And on the back we just have a replica of the poster. You can see right there there's kind of some wrinkling from where the sticker backing is coming undone slightly. But yeah, this I think was well produced, just wasn't too impressed with the doll. She's just very pfft, in my opinion. So here's just a slight overview of some of what we just went over. And we're just going to cut really quick, and I'm going to show you my posters on the wall. So once again with that darn glare, but I think you guys have seen this poster as well. I think I did an unboxing for this, or I showed myself framing it in a previous pickup video. So you guys have definitely seen this one, but yes, there's a reproduction of the original poster. And if I'm remembering correctly, this one is actually a fan-made poster, but I really love this one. I think this is just beautiful, and it really captures the garbage that Carrie had to put up with. And there's just so much emotion. I mean, even right here, you can see a slight tear just running down her face. You know, just the little details, but that's what makes something, you know. And then lastly, I have a signed photograph of Chloe Moretz as Carrie, and just need to move this over slightly just so I could show you the rest of the photo. So there's her signature right there, and then at the bottom, I don't want to take this off the wall, I don't know if you can see, it's really dark, but there is a certificate of authenticity on here. So I don't know if those things are actually a scam or if they're for real or not, but either way, I just thought the photo was just really beautiful, and I just wanted that. But yes, I'm a very big Carrie fan, and you know, I think to a degree, depending on what you had to put up with in your life in adolescence or growing up or whatever, certain people at some point, or maybe everyone at some point, really looked up to Carrie as a hero because she stood up to the people that treated her like garbage, and they, you know, she gave them what they deserved, and she did what everybody has always wanted to do to their bullies, is, you know, just rip them to shreds and treat them like the garbage that they are. So I often refer to Miss Carrie as the patron saint of the downtrodden. So yes, there is my Carrie collection and my hero. But that is all I have for you guys for today, and I will talk to you later.